Hey y'all. Okay, so today's daily verse is going to be the one from yesterday. That's coming from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 2 and 3. Okay, honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee and thou mayest live long on the earth. Okay, so for this one, I wanted to look at the word honor because I've always been wondering, like, what does that mean? How do you honor someone? And then it's like, well, what if you have parents who don't really care about you? How do you still honor them? I mean, not that I had parents that didn't care about me. That's not what I'm just wondering, for those who are in those situations, how do they do that? Because if you're in a bad situation where your parents don't really care and they're doing things to show that they don't care, it's kind of hard to still honor them, right? Okay, so I went and looked up the word honor, and I do a thing where I looked up the word and then I watch people who kind of have like those same questions. And one of the people, I don't remember who, said that, they felt like in this instance, honor means obey. Based on what? Not sure. Well, I do kind of know. It was some verse in the Bible. I forget. I'm sorry. But they kind of like associated that to meaning obey. But then I thought, okay, well, if that means obey, then we know right from wrong, right? What if those parents, the parents who, what if they're, sorry, what if there are parents who didn't really care about their child and they're telling them to do something bad? Like something to that will that is eventually, going to harm that child. And so the child's like, okay, clearly thinking, okay, clearly, like, I don't want to do this because this is wrong, this is bad, I'm gonna get caught up, whatever, blah, 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 whatever. And so, do you still honor them? Like, do you still obey them? Even though they're steering in the wrong direction. And I really don't think so, because that doesn't make sense. And I don't think God's the type of God to be like, oh yeah, still obey someone who's gonna steer you wrong. Because that would not make sense, right? And God is a God of clarity. Like, He's not gonna sit there and confuse you, and say things on purpose that'll trip you up. Like, He wants everything to be super clear so that you understand, so that you get it, so that you're like, okay, yeah, I know what to do, I know how to do it, and things like that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I feel like in this situation, so I looked up other definitions, obviously, and in one of the definitions that I came across, so we know that the Bible was written in Hebrew originally, right? So the Hebrew word for honor, I found it to mean heavy, weight, things like that. And so one of the commentaries was saying that, yeah, back in the day, well, not now, gold is heavy, right? So it was associated with, that, I guess, like heavy in weight means that that you're dealing with something precious, something that needs to be treasured, like gold and, like, all those things. So now, to keeping that in mind, I also found two verses in the Bible, because we're supposed to be referencing the Bible when we're trying to figure what the Bible means, right? That only makes sense. And so I came across the first verse from First Samuel chapter 2, verse 30. And it says a lot of stuff in the beginning, but the end part of that verse says, far be it from me, for those who honor me I will honor, and those who despise me shall be lightly esteemed. And if you read the verse, the chapter, that's God talking, okay? And now this next verse, Jesus was talking, and this is going to come from John 12:26. And, towards the end of the verse, he says, if anyone serves me, the Father will honor him. Okay, now, if God is saying that He's going to honor us, I'm pretty sure He's not saying that He's going to obey us, because God doesn't answer to anyone, okay? So that's out. If He says He's gonna honor us if we honor Him, it's not like, oh yeah, if you obey me, I'm gonna obey you. Yeah, no, that's not how that works. But it does make sense if He's saying, like, if you treasure me, respect me, honor me, then I'm gonna do the same with you. That sounds much better, right? So I feel like that's what it's saying with honor thy mother, thy father, which is the first commandment, that you may live a long life on earth if you do those things. Now, I am blessed to have parents that loved me and adored me, and they did the best they could to show it in their own special ways. So it's not as hard to sit there and honor my mother and father. May my father rest in peace. But for those of you who struggle with honoring your mother and father, I feel like it's a good practice to just within their humanness, right? Because they're humans, they're gonna make mistakes, they're gonna be, wrong, right? We still have to love them though, and honor them, treasure them, respect them, and you know what I mean? You know, we can do that. We can work on it, and we can do that. Because I want to live a long life, don't you? And so far, I hope I'm doing a good job. I hope so. Here's a truth moment. So my dad passed away not too long ago, like a couple years ago, and unfortunately, I didn't get to speak with him before he passed, even before he got into his accident. And so it was on my heart to reach out, but for some reason I disobeyed, because I know that was God telling me to reach out, telling me. I know it was him, and I disobeyed. And so come to find out, a few months later, he had an accident and now he's gone. And you know, it sucks to be in that situation, because it's like, damn, you feel guilty, like, oh yeah, I should have done this and should have done that. But you know what? Just gotta take it on the chin. Because at the same time, we're all supposed to realize that we actually don't have long on this earth. Like, we all probably feel like we have so much time, and we all probably feel like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just get it done the next day, or I'll just, push that off until whenever I feel like. But listen, it never comes, and it's never gonna happen if you keep thinking like that. And then all of a sudden, one day you're gonna end up gone. You or that other person that you was procrastinating about contacting and checking up on, So with this, I just want to encourage everybody to just, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Reach out, keep in touch, honor thy father and thy mother, regardless of who they might be. You can do it at a distance. Okay, you don't have to be up in their face. You know what I mean? If that's the case. But, just do it anyway, because you never know how long you have on this earth. Like, I could be gone tomorrow. I could literally just go to sleep and not wake up. Like, that's literally true for everybody, okay? Everybody. And nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to think about it. But it's just the truth. So, do what you can while you can, okay? And that's going to be it for yesterday's first. Today's first will follow shortly. Bye, y'all.